What if you aren't a victim of your DNA? What if that whole story was wrong? Well, today we're going to dive into a pretty revolutionary idea, one championed by the cellular biologist Bruce Lipton. The idea that your mind, your actual thoughts and perceptions, can directly rewrite your genetic story.
So let's just start with a huge question. Really let this one sink in for a second. Who is the author of your physical being? Who's actually writing the biological script that you live out day after day? And for most of us, for decades, the answer has seemed pretty obvious, right? Our genes are our destiny. They're the blueprint, the code, the unchangeable story we were just handed at birth. That's what we were all taught.
Now, this whole belief system has a name. It's called genetic determinism. You can think of it as the old story, the one taught by, as some have called them, the old priests of materialism. It's a story where our biology is basically a fixed sentence we have to serve. But that old temple of thought, it's being completely dismantled. And the person who really struck the match is Bruce Lipton. See, his work challenges that entire deterministic view and offers something way more empowering and honestly, way more dynamic. So, okay, let's turn to the news story. This new science is called epigenetics, and it totally reframes the role of our genes. It suggests they aren't a fixed destiny at all, but, well, something a lot more responsive. So what is epigenetics really? Well, simply put, it's a study of how signals from the environment can literally switch genes on or off. Now, it's not about changing your actual DNA sequence, it's about changing which parts of that sequence your cells are told to read and express. And this right here, this is the fundamental shift in thinking. In the old story of genetic determinism, your DNA issues a command like a sentence. You will have this trait. But in epigenetics, a gene is more like a suggestion. It's a potential that can be influenced by all sorts of signals from its environment.
And here it is. This is the most crucial point of this entire idea. When we talk about the environment signaling our genes, we're not just talking about sunlight or diet or pollution. The most powerful, most influential environment of all is the one inside your own head. It's your thoughts, your beliefs, your perception of the world.
Just think about our modern world for a second. That constant feeling of being switched on, right? The hours we lose scrolling through bad news, that nonstop ping of notifications from our phones. These aren't just emotionally draining habits. No, they are powerful biological signals being sent directly to our cells. So, what are all these signals whispering? What's the constant underlying message our bodies are getting from this state of digital anxiety? It's this. Your cells are being told over and over and over again that the world is a dangerous place, that they need to be on high alert, prepare for disaster, and operate from a constant state of emergency. And this isn't some metaphor. According to Lipton, this is literally biotechnology in action.
It's an incredible way to put it. When we engage in these habits without any awareness, we become unconscious sorcerers. We are, without even realizing it, casting a spell of stress and threat right onto our own biology, influencing which of our genes get turned on or off.
But here's the good news. If we're the ones casting the spell, it means we can also be the ones to break it. The very same mechanism that works against us can become our absolute greatest tool. The key, the master switch for a genetic expression, is our own perception. And this is the absolute core of Lipton's research. His work with cells in petri dishes was groundbreaking. He showed that if you change a cell's perception of its environment, say from threat to safety, its genetic expression changes radically. And this happens even when the actual nutrients are identical. So try thinking of yourself this way. You are a walking community of trillions of cells. And the culture medium they're all living in, the main signal that tells them how to behave, is the story you're telling yourself in your own mind.
And of course, this is a million-dollar question, isn't it? It's one thing to get the theory, but how do we actually put it into practice? How do we change our inner story in a way that's deep enough to actually send a brand new message to ourselves?
Well, the answer isn't just about simple positive thinking. Not at all. It's about cultivating three really distinct currents that, when they're all flowing together, can fundamentally rewrite the signals our genes are getting every single day.
And this framework comes straight from the source material, offering a really practical guide to shift our internal state away from threat and towards safety, coherence, and even growth. So here's the three-part process. First, you have to create genuine physiological safety. You have to let your nervous system know the war is over. Second, you build a new, coherent story that's aligned with a deeper truth, not just wishful thinking. And third, you tap into elevated emotions like awe and gratitude, which act as these powerful catalysts for change. Okay, as we start to wrap up, let's come back to this central, honestly mind-blowing idea. Your genes are not a static blueprint. They're a dynamic, responsive library of potential. And the thing is, they are constantly listening to the signals you send them. This is exactly why practices like mindfulness, or just taking in the good, are not just feel-good exercises. They are literal acts of biological communication. Every single moment of true presence sends a telegram to your cells that says, it's safe, you can relax. Express the genes for resilience, for repair, for growth.
And what's so fascinating is how this new science is basically just echoing ancient wisdom. Think about it. The spiritual concept of the Word becoming flesh, the idea that our consciousness can create our reality, is now being described by the modern biological language of epigenetics. It's like two different skins for the same dragon.
So the next time you pick up your phone or you find yourself just lost in thought, remember this. You are not just managing your time or your focus. You are standing at the very loom of your own biology, actively choosing the threads that will be woven into the person you're becoming. So I'll leave you with this final powerful thought. The story you tell matters more than you can possibly imagine, because it's the story your biology believes. Your genes are listening. So what story are you going to tell them?